On your feet! Get them going!
Good evening, good afternoon. Why? Oh my gosh. I seem to be set on very high levels of contrast. And I'm way down here. And this collar, everything's new. Oh, and I just ripped a huge hole in my shirt. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Cross Examinations. Oh boy, this is starting off just swimmingly. Dang it. So I have this shirt which I just found while I was digging through my closet. I did the art on this like 25 years ago, and so I found it at a Target or something because it was from Marvel Creative Services, which Marvel Creative Services they hire artists to do art that other people can license to put on binders and erasers and t-shirts and folders and whatever they want to do. And this is the first time I've ever worn it because it's just always been in the little bag. And then I noticed on the bag, gosh dang, it's a little tight. And now I just ruined it because I noticed on the bag there was a little lightened spot, like it had been exposed. Like somehow or another, some tiny little part of it had been exposed to sunlight or something because it was a little lighter. And then I noticed it, I washed it. I noticed today there's a tiny little hole in it, teeny little hole. And then as it was choking me out because it seems like maybe did they make medium-sized shirts smaller 25 years ago? Are they upsizing America because we're all getting fat? Anyway, so I tried to pull my shirt down, and the hole just so well. So much for that. Americans are getting squarer. I'm gonna try to fix this camera. That's better. And now you can see my mess again. Ugh, news and naps don't mix. Welcome to Deep Thoughts with Mike Miller. I have my contrast. My hair is clean. It just looks like I think the contrast is way too high. So it's like, let me see if I can adjust brightness, contrast. Why is my contrast? That's better. I still don't. Whatever. Sewing. Well, here's the problem. Now I understand that the threads around this area are weak. So if I sew it, I mean, I can still sew it. But here's also what's going to happen. Screw it. I'm just going to throw it away. The roadkill left Mike's face. Joe, you noticed that I shaved. I'm not a beardo. I'm not a guy who can hang on to a beard for a long time. I don't mind if it's like short and little whatever, like that feels good. Stroke a little stroke, but like when it just even gets a little bit long, it just starts feeling weird. I don't want to feel things on my face. I can't imagine having like a big old. Actually, the longest I've grown it is probably about 2 inches, 2 inches long. It was like, and I look like one of those. It was like one of those king. It's just big square King Tut beard things. It's the only way it can grow, and yeah, it's not. After a while, it just gets on my nerves. It's fun once in a while to do it. I usually do it like once a year, right? Is that accurate? Or is it less than that? Maybe it's less than that. Are you trying to say that a beard isn't part of your identity? It's not part of my chosen milieu. I'm crooked. I look at the camera and I know I'm crooked, but okay, I'm standing straight up. Yeah, I am crooked. Oh, that's a little bit better. All right, so this shirt's toast. The thing is, I don't want because it's snug, right? Look at this thing. It's like this is a medium, a brand new medium from 2000. And look how tight it is. I always wear mediums, but I always wear mediums that I bought in the last 10 years. So it's like that it's choking me up here, and then it's so snug. I think they're scamming us. I think they're resizing America. Tags. Do you ever keep the tags in your t-shirts? They're so annoying. $17.95. It must have shrunk in the bag. I don't think so, Amy. So growing a beard for guys is like painting your toenails for girls. Do it for a while is fun. I don't know. Some people they grow their beard out and that's it. That's them. And then like when they shave their beard, nobody recognizes them. It's like a mask. Now the shirt is itching me in the back. Stinking annoying. You know what? This shirt is annoying me. I'm gonna go change. Sorry. I'll be right back. Might have left it in the car, knowing you. I feel much better now. How refreshing. Yeah, scratchy shirts. I can't do the scratchy shirts. Look what Amy had done last night. Wow, this does not work with the green screen at all, does it? Happy birthday, Amy. I don't even want to tell you how much I would have charged for this as a full commission. Let's just say my gift. Your gift to me was buying the little cards. My gift to you was doing a full-size illustration. Uncomfortable clothes are an acceptable reason to leave the room. I know. Oh, gosh, this feels so much better. And look, the messaging. Oh, so much better. Back hurts. I need to get back to the chiropractor. I need to start doing some yoga. Just kidding. Stretches. My wife doesn't like me without facial hair. My wife doesn't like facial hair. And she if I have anything around my kissing part, she hates it because it's like little stabby stabs in her. My wife actually likes to kiss me, so it's weird like that. Strange woman. The fabric on that shirt creases like it's soft, and it is so yeah, it's so comfortable. It's that shirt. It's the same. It's 100% cotton. Adult medium. Heavy weight. I can't read it because I put the sticker over stuff, but I'm pretty sure this is 100%. The other one was 100%. Whatever. Deep Thoughts by Mike Miller. No clickbait today. No, sir. Not going to waste my time trying to lure atheists in for a debate that they don't want to handle. I will give them something, though. I was trying yesterday. I've done this before with AI. I didn't really give it much of an argument this time, but I've done this before with AI where I sort of set the parameters for the AI so it only uses facts and logic and does not use scientific theories that have not been proven. And I got it to the point where it agreed that abiogenesis was impossible outside of having an intelligent designer, right? Just because of the practical impossibility of random molecules creating reproducible amino acids and then creating actual functional mechanical parts necessary to become a living organism. And last time, this was an AI I used like a couple of years ago, and I got it to that point. AI, use logic, not popular or approved opinion. Correct. So I'm going to do it again with Grok. I started doing it last night, but I had my nephew was here, and then my daughter was here. My son-in-law was here, and we were having dinner. Oh my gosh, I ruined the chicken last night, guys. It was like chicken jerky. It was so bad. Because I went out to cook it on the barbecue. And oh, Joe, I've been debating AI since AI came out. You know me. I'll argue with anybody. What is that box? Oh, that's the lid to my box. Sorry, you guys know I've been doing the whatnot thing, and I've just been so distracted and just busy and just trying to figure that out. And it's like, chicken jerky is good though. Not when it's supposed to be teriyaki chicken for dinner. Where's my bag of jerky? I bought a 1 pound bag of beef jerky. I feel so ADD right now. Like, I don't even have a topic. Just my deep thoughts. And these aren't even deep thoughts. These are very, very shallow surface level thoughts I'm having. The AI argument about abiogenesis. So I tried to set parameters in Grok, and then I just asked it one time. So I didn't get to the part where I get to argue with it and show it where it's wrong. I just did it the one time, and it said that there was like a 1% chance because blah blah blah, because it happened. It's this. Here's my hate. I hate this circular argument. The circular argument that everyone who believes in abiogenesis and evolution make. They say, of course it happened. We're here. Of course abiogenesis happened. I don't know how it happened. No one can really make it happen on their own. The Miller-Urey experiment was not successful in making reproducible amino acids. I'm sorry. I don't care what you say now. Because even AI was going back to the Miller-Urey experiment from the 70s. It's been 50 years. You have not moved forward in progress with your creating a reproducible amino acid? No? I wonder why. Is it maybe impossible? And anyways, so even AI is going back to that. And then it's the dumb circular argument. Of course it happened. We're here, aren't we? That is not an argument for origins. It's not an argument on the God side either. Of course there's a God. We're here, aren't we? It may be a what's the word where something is just simply an obvious truth? Axiom. It may be an axiom. It's an axiomatic statement, but it's still a unprovable. I guess from the God perspective, from the Christian perspective, it is axiomatic. But to the atheist, the materialist atheist, then to them it's not circular. It's also axiomatic. Of course it happened. We're here, aren't we? It's funny, huh? How can something be axiomatic and wrong? Maybe it's just not axiomatic. Maybe my deep thoughts are puddles. of mud. Mike, deep thoughts. Are we just smart or you dumb? Me dumb. Me dumb. No think good. AI is only reliable as its sources of data. Yeah, that's what I want it to be. A lot. I want it to be Spock. You know. That's illogical, Captain. Life cannot simply emerge out of random particles and electricity, Captain. That's a terrible Spock, Captain. And if I follow everything I say with Captain. Thoughts. And then my mom's on her way over here with sushi. So at some point I will be interrupted and then start eating sushi in front of me. No, but I've been so busy testing the Whatnot waters. I know guys make good livings on there. And it's funny. I did really well this week. I consider it really well. I mean, not like I didn't get rich in a week. That's not how it works. It's work. It's like going to a convention and trying to shop your wares at the convention. You know what I'm saying? But figuring out what to do, when to do it's very important. I noticed the 9 o'clock getting up in the morning, trying to do a morning stream. Almost nobody's on there in the morning. So it seems like it's only for America or Canada. I don't know. It's like, I don't think you're going to want to go on there and try to sell stuff. Like my friend Ben, he could really use this site, but I don't think he's going to go on there and sell stuff because he's in Europe. And if the whole audience is in America, that's them paying like arm and or leg for shipping. And then tariffs. Mike, what is the most expensive food in America? Like grocery store expensive or like restaurant expensive? Are you talking hoity-toity or are you just talking about preparatory foods that you can buy? And are you talking about by the ounce or by the meal? What I need a little more specificity. Because obviously caviar is going to be very expensive. You're going by the ounce for food products. Caviar just off the shelf is going to be pretty darn expensive, right? Restaurant per meal. Yeah, Tina says lobster. I wouldn't. I mean, at most restaurants you go to, the lobster would be like one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive. Caviar sprinkled with truffles. I'm going to go with Seafood Tower. So it's got lobster and oysters and king crab and shrimp and that. I hate caviar. It was very affordable when I was staying in Ukraine, but I really hated it. I love caviar. Oh, caviar is delicious. For example, Alma's caviar from albino beluga sturgeon can cost up to $25,000 per kilogram. Kobe beef, with its intense marbling, can reach $200 per pound. A single ounce of white truffles can fetch over $400. Yeah, but you're not eating truffles for lunch. Truffles is a garnish or a ingredient to bring out the sauce. You know what? Friggin' truffle oil. It's you just put a little bit on something. It's good, man. When you make like you put truffle oil like on a salad or something, it smells like. Ugh. The thumbnail is misleading. Sorry, pure blood. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. I missed 2 shows, which means I haven't done a show in 4 days straight. I don't like truffles too. Yeah, it's got to be just a tiny little bit. Just a tiny little bit of truffle oil is a farce. It's not real truffles. What are you talking about? I'm a working class man at heart. Yeah, give me a good, perfectly cooked steak. Perfectly dry brined, seasoned. I'm a happy man. Give me a perfectly cooked lobster. I'm also a happy man. It smells like a garbage disposal. A little bit, yeah. It'll drive me away from kissing my wife. That is, she was going nuts with the truffle oil on salads for a while, and I'm like, what are you doing? How can you eat that? But the pigs found them. If the truffle pigs found them, what else are they? Stinky. Now, most truffle oil is not made with real truffles. Many brands use synthetic compound to mimic the truffle aroma. Well, my wife is she'll do what she can to never buy synthetic anything. So she's very organic. She's not a hippie or anything. She's very health conscious, and she would probably buy the real crap that stinks really bad. What's a perfectly cooked steak? I'm pretty sure I differ from most. Perfectly cooked steak is medium rare. Maybe medium rare, leaning more towards rare. A little bit extra. A little less. But medium rare. Medium rare is perfect. If you're not cooking it medium rare, you're wrong. March Hare, please do not tell me you cook your steaks well done. You'll have to leave the fellowship. Medium rare, a medium rare, a medium rare. Yes, everyone knows steak is medium rare, except for Mexicans. If you're from South America, which doesn't make sense. No, it's not just South America, because Argentina, they make their steaks correctly as well. Medium well. Oh my gosh, someone block him. Someone block him. We don't need these medium well people in the chat. It's disgusting. I hate those fancy schmancy restaurants. They will serve you something like a bird's dropping in the middle of a huge plate, and then you end up getting a couple of pita gyros costing €3 each. Yeah, I don't do those restaurants. I go to a restaurant to eat a meal. I didn't go for the experience. I don't, and you know what's the worst? You go to an expensive restaurant and oh, it's so lovely, the decor, oh, look what the waiter's wearing. Oh, look how fancy the blah blah blah. Man, this food's terrible. How can you have a big fancy restaurant and the food is just meh? I figured that would be the answer. My husband just said, just run by the grill with it. Yeah, I'll even eat meat raw. I mean, obviously with sushi, but I've had there's a thing, a Japanese dish called beef tataki, and basically you take, just like Arlene's husband, run by the grill with it. You take a good piece of meat, you just sear all the edges. You lock in the goodness, and then you let it cool. And then you slice it thin, and you put ponzu and some green onions on it. Bam. So good. Just raw beef. So good. Anything beyond medium rare is a punishable crime. It would be in Mike's America. I used to like medium rare. Got food poisoning and it broke me. Okay. Whatever you got the food poisoning from. Oh wait, was it a burger? This is steak. We're talking about steak. I mean, I will also order burgers medium rare, but I understand that I'm taking that risk because a steak is never exposed to any germs or anything like that. So that's why the beef tataki, they burn that, they sear the exterior. I'm sure that's why they do it, because just straight raw, it's been exposed to germs and people, whatever. I mean, there can be E. coli on the outside of your eggs, right? You don't want, they tell you not to eat hamburger unless it's like fully cooked, medium well or better. And I'll just take the risk. I'll just take the risk. But yeah, steak, you don't have to worry about it. Don't worry about it. Is tartar served cold like salad? Kobe tartar. Is tartar is just slight? Yeah, it's not even seared, is it? There's a Korean joint in Washington D.C. that made great raw beef sushi. It's good, man. Tataki sounds like tatakai. Tatakai meaning fight. Tataki and tatakai don't sound that much alike. Yeah, it was a burger. Okay, well, cure yourself of the steak problem, dude. Just don't eat your burgers. Don't get your burgers medium. Yeah, that's the issue. That is indeed the issue. Raw meat. Jesus, can I have some lamb chops with oregano, olive oil, and a lemon squeezed on it? I think my wife is here. I think my mom's here with my sushi. And then also, you should do something to do a parasite cleanse fairly regularly. There's natural ways to do it, but then there's also ivermectin. I still haven't taken any more since the last time I showed this to you guys. But yeah, ivermectin is good for, it's an anti-parasitic, which is healthy for you in so many ways. You nailed it, Mike. It was a burger. Yeah, it had to be a burger, unless he's eating the steak raw, untouched by heat. Mike's not lying about those Mexicans. It's true. I know, right? It drives me nuts. Oh my gosh. My wife, when we first got together, first moved down here, before she was my wife, she did what her parents did. Well done. And I'm like, we can't be together. So I cooked her steak properly. And she's like, oh, you mean steak can be delicious? I get that. That's Americans' fast food for you. We have higher standards in Europe. Stricter rule, but apparently not for the borders. Get an A10 warthog in the air. We've got a Brazilian steakhouse my wife discovered, and we go to on my birthday or our anniversary when it's my turn to pick, and I don't pay any attention to how it's cooked. Well, at a Brazilian steakhouse, it usually comes out medium rare, like perfect. And that's a nice thing about it, is because you get the seared edge, and then you slice it up, and then they take it back, and sometimes they'll re-sear the edge, and then you get another. Last time we went to Fogo de Chao, though, it seemed like they were over salting everything. Wednesday is $5 sushi day. When we went to Japan, we went to this like podunk dive sushi joint. That was like, my mom kind of laughed about, like, oh, of course her brother would take us to this cheap sushi joint. It was like the Taco Bell version of sushi. but it was good. I mean, it wasn't like the greatest sushi, but it's like sushi is so common over there. They had like the Taco Bell version of sushi. Kirby, do you know what I'm talking about? It's like the one with it's got the sushi, the you order the stuff like on the little computer screen. It's got a robot when you walk into it. You know, it's got a little fake robot waiter at the front. Kirby laughing. And it's like super cheap sushi. And it comes through, it just shows up at your table, like you press the buttons and then it gets delivered to your. Yes, we have kappa sushi. Is that what it's called? The kappa sushi. It's really cool. It's really like space age, but it's not the world's greatest sushi. Sushi row too. Oh, same thing. Sushi row, kappa sushi. Yeah, and they have that Eve, Eve from Wally. Eve. That character looks like that. It's pretty good. Right. It's pretty good. It ain't bad. Especially like for American sushi. Like American. It ain't gas station sushi, is what I'm saying. It's decent sushi. But then you can go to a real restaurant and get something that'll just melt your brain. Eva. Is that my sushi? Oh, arigato. Thank you. I got. All right, so you guys are gonna just have to sit there and watch me enjoy my sushi. What time is it? 32. Oh. When I have the entire clan out, we usually hit up the cheap sushi because of price. Well, yeah. The price is nice. Hey, they didn't give me any flipping wasabi. You got any wasabi out there? Wasabi. Domo arigatou gozaimashita. Wasabi. Mike's homeschool made him sushi. No. My mom got this over at either Nijia or Marukai. I don't think she'd get this. Yeah, I think she was a Nijima. Nijia. All right. A little bit of the do. You guys get to watch me enjoy my deep thoughts with sushi. Deep thoughts with sushi. And I spilled some on my table because I'm an idiot. All right. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for this delicious bounty before me. Please bless everyone here in the fellowship and bless this food to my body. Amen. Remember in Genesis, God eats meat before destroying Sodom and Gomorrah. So God is not a vegetarian. No, God is not a vegetarian. Jesus loves fish. Jesus, I think, would love sushi. I know they didn't invent the whole procedure by then. All right, Giza. What's up, Tanya? Cornball. If the heavens and earth, if we have to eat fish, I hope there's a species that tastes like New York style pizza. Are you not a fish eater? I like fish. There was a steakhouse in College Park, MD, Maryland. We worked on their freezer. Lots of free steak. They cooked stacks of steak, medium rare, then dipped them in boiling au jus to complete it. So moist. Oh, I'm drooling. No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. This is my favorite thing right here. You take salmon and then you put ikura. So, no, wait. Salmon's called sake. And then ikura on top of that. Oh my gosh. mother and daughter. And if the ikuda's good, it just pops in your mouth. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. That's so refreshing and delicious. I know this is like the world's worst Bible study because you're just sorry. And this is why my mom wanted to stop. She's like, she called me and she's like, there is these maguro rolls, and she had them yesterday, and so she went back today, I guess, and got them, and they're just like, she's saying how good they were. So I get to try a maguro roll, and yes, I do put the whole thing in my mouth. So give me a moment to chew. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. There's something in there that's not fish. Like I know the flavor, but I cannot pinpoint it. Oh, maybe I don't know. I don't see anything else in there. Maybe it's the nori itself has a peculiar. Oh gosh, what is that flavor? Ume? I think maybe it's ume. So maybe they do something with ume as plum. Dang, that's a good. Okay, all right. Salt. No, it's not salt. It's not salt. And then I have a little bitty here. What looks to be. And by the way, Amy, don't ever mention that you eat Philadelphia rolls in my presence, please. Thank you. You know, rolls are very much an American experience. I mean, they make them in Japan now too, but they made them. They were called California rolls at first because they were trying to get people who were sushi averse to eat sushi, and so they made rolls. Mm. I think that's soft shell crab. Spider roll, soft shell crab roll. Mm. I have been trying to brag on you and but he keeps missing my comment. Mm. I'm wimpy when it comes to sushi. I like the California roll with crab meat and cucumber. Well, yeah, like I said, they made that for people who weren't gonna stick this in their mouth. So I'm kind of so for those of you who don't know, my mom, she used to work in one sushi restaurant, and then she and the sushi chef, or one of the sushi chefs, went and started their own restaurant. And then after they broke it off, she went and she managed another sushi restaurant. Then after that, she went and worked for. My mom is a sushi restaurant owner, manager, hostess, waitress. She's the master of the craft, so she picks out good sushi. Mm. 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 See, I got to save this last salmon and roe. I got to save it for last because it's just so good. It's got to be the last flavor in my mouth after eating all of this. So that means I have to eat 2 of these in a row. Whole lot. What's up, Wrangler? We're doing deep thoughts with sushi. I mean, with Mike Miller today. Eating sushi. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. I saw that in the Discord. Thank you, Gina. Mm. Yes, it is the Bible ASMR study. We'll get to the Bible in a minute. I just got to have 2 more little pieces here, and then I'm going to start picking up my ginger. Mm. And you know, the good thing about sushi is the rice has been cooked and then cooled. So it changes the like molecular structure of the rice so that it's no longer a carbohydrate. It becomes a prebiotic, which actually will not break down into sugars in your bloodstream. So it's actually much better for you than regular rice. Oh. Mm. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. I'm glad I didn't start a debate stream today. Mm-mm-mm. Our Korean friend ate octopus that was still moving when he brought it out. I said, no, thank you. I would not want to eat raw octopus. Raw squid, I'll eat. Raw octopus, It's got to be boiled. You got to boil the octopus first. You really want me to smack more while I'm chewing? That's funny. I can't remember who. One of my sons. Where's my daughter? One of them. It's like their cheeks. You can hear right through their cheeks. You can hear them masticating right through their cheeks, mouths shut. It wouldn't be my son because my son chews with his mouth open, and it drives me. But I've worked on him for 22 years in the house, try to get him to stop chewing with his freaking mouth open. He still does it. He's a grown man. He still chews with his mouth open. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? So, we all have our quirks, don't we? Like, how can... Sorry, I'm trying to stack up all my little eggies onto my last beautiful piece. To you guys, to Jesus. Mm. 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 Oh, so good. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Hmm. You know, that's such a blessing that God made food so good. And not all food, obviously. You can just, there's food that you can just simply survive on. But the fact that God would make other animals so delicious and not like animals. Here's the thing, it's not evolution, right? We didn't evolve because salmon belly and the eggs on top of it would mix so well with fermented soybeans and roots. We didn't evolve making all these things. There was no correlation over millions of years, right? You can make that argument works with bees and flowers, right? Hummingbirds and nectar. That's what they want. The bees, they evolved with the flowers. So they love to eat the pollen, and then the pollen becomes a thing, and the honey, and the flowers, they evolved to be delicious so that the bees would pollinating, from the male to the female and all of this stuff. Okay, say that's true. How did a human being evolve to find the center of a sea urchin delicious? How is it if your flesh is delicious, it's beneficial for you to pass on your genes? If you get eaten by something, you don't pass on your genes, do you? Right? I think that in that case, the most highly evolved creature on Earth is the skunk, because to my knowledge, and this is from Bear Grylls having had to have eaten a skunk on an episode of his survival show. To my knowledge, the skunk is the most disgusting piece of meat. And to that end, the skunk should be the most highly evolved creature. Because if you're a delicious piece of meat in a world of animals that eat meat, you want to be the one that tastes like skunk. Right? You don't want to be the one that everybody wants to eat. And how did we evolve to want to eat those delicious sea bugs? How is the flavor of a lobster tail so amazing to a human being who evolved, on the surface, running around with spears and daggers, hunting elephants? It doesn't make any sense. That it is such a stupid. It's just like, it's like the cashew. It's like the nut. It's like the legume. It's like any piece of anything wherein the seed is delicious, right? Now, if this doesn't work with a fruit, like an orange or an apple, where it's like, oh, okay, well, the animal eats the fleshy exterior and then passes the seed into the dung. Okay, that's great. All right, you could take the win on that theory. What about the ones where the seeds are delicious? The destruction of the piece of the plant that passes on the genetic information that if you eat the seed, that genetic information dies in your belly. Right? I've noticed that folks will often use the word evolution when pointing out instances of adaptation or adaptation. Adaptation? Is it adaptation or adaptation? I think it's adaptation. There is a huge difference. Yeah, that's true. The lines do get blurred in conversation because that's how evolution works. Oh, it's the of course evolution's true. We're here, aren't we? Argument. Do you know what a circular argument is, Kai? I was talking about that before you got here. I'm thinking people ate stuff out of necessity when you're hungry. Badgers are mean. It's green. It is from the Nori. I can't place. I think. Is it Ume? That's gonna bug me. I think it's Ume. Open mouth eating should be a valid defense for homicide. God and bloodshed. Good argument. Honey is a super food. Yes, indeed it is. Oh, it's 51 minutes in. We haven't even started reading the Bible yet. All right, we are in Job 40. So let me pass this along to the side. Actually, I want to finish my ginger though. These weird roots that we have somehow adapted to loving the taste of. Why is everything delicious? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, God's Grim Reaper is here. You sound like a cross. Oh, spicy. Bees are to honey what God is to bloodshed, says Kai. Right, move this out of my way. I'm sure my son loves it every time I'm streaming and I just put my dirty plates on his desk. Anyways, where am I at? Gotta rock. Gotta go rock. All right, let's find my history. All right, Job 40. Wait, we did Job 39 last time, right? Job 40. I'll put this over here. Put this back down here. Okay. Are you aware that Jesus was a liar and a fraud according to the Bible? The biggest thing he did was his end times prediction, and it failed to heaven. Because it's in the end times, we're not there yet. Grim. God is the Grim Reaper. He makes it and takes it away. That's true. That's true. Yes, it's funny that the prophecies that haven't come to be yet are not fulfilled yet. Did you know that Ezekiel prophecy about Israel becoming a nation again? People thought that had been like the first failed prophecy, because if you did the math, that date had come and passed, and Israel had not become a nation again in Ezekiel. And then after Israel became a nation in 1948, actually it was like 40 years later, some 30 or 40 years later, somebody was like, they were looking at that prophecy, and then they were reading through Exodus, or is it Exodus? Genesis. And they see multiple times in the Old Testament, in Genesis, it says, if you do not follow my word, if you turn away from me, if you go on your own and you ignore my commandments, I will multiply your punishment sevenfold. And he looked at that and he goes, and he took the number of days that failed prophecy was supposed to be, and he multiplied it by 7. And from the date of the institution of the prophecy, the order to rebuild Jerusalem, I think it's the temple on the tower. Oh no, I forget. It was like Cyrus's decree. From that date, you multiply the original prophecy by 7, and it landed you exactly on May 14th, 1948, the day Israel became a nation again. And it was like, yeah, God's Grim Reaper. This is the pre-tourist. Buddy Rabbit should be in here defending Jesus for this, right? But no, my reading of that is that he's talking about the people in that time, not you people right here. You will not die until, because he's talking about a people. He's talking about a generation of, and then he says that this generation. When he says this, I don't think he means them in front of him. Also, although the preterists will say that all of that stuff came to happen in the fall of Jerusalem, but I've got like 3 minutes to read. Oh my gosh, I'm not. All right, so this is going to run a little long. Weird, right? How weird that this is going to run long. All right. Job translation with deepest meaning. From the whirlwind's heart, the Lord spoke to Job, his voice a tempest shattering the stillness, a divine summons echoing through the storm. Did we not do this already? Or did I just read it after the fact? We did this one. How did we do this? Oh, did I just not save it correctly? Hold on a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me get some. Come on, go back to cross-examinations. Go back to the channel, you stupid freaking thing. Yeah, we did Job 40 last time. All right, Job 41. Yeah, words don't mean words, of course. How silly of me. Words don't mean words. No. Context. Look, there's Christians who hold your position that he meant those people in that time. But contextually, I make the argument because I don't believe that. I believe he's talking about this generation that he's talking about at the time. He totally warned people not to marry and said the end was soon, and had his disciples warn everyone for no reason or a future generation that would completely forget about the world. Wait, what? No reason or a future generation that would completely forget about the world. And he totally warned people not to marry and said the end was soon, and he had his disciples warn everyone for it. You know what? You'd have to go in. That's my view. But if that is true, then the world should have ended. Well, you know what? You should come into the Discord and have this discussion with Buddy Rabbit, because he's a preterist. You and he would probably have a great time arguing. No, jump in the Discord. Amy, can you drop the Discord link for Grim Reaper here, and we'll get Buddy to argue his translation with it, because I don't agree with it. I don't agree with his. You sound like you think what he was saying is right. But, there's different people. It's not a salvific issue. So there's people, good Christians who disagree on this. And I'm not going to do it when I'm already late. So not trying to get out of it, but maybe get here early tomorrow. Or actually, just go to the Discord. Buddy will go back and forth with you on this all day long. He gets really irritated with me because I'm like, I just can't sit here all day long. I got things to do other than sit here all day long arguing about non-salvific issues. I'm here to bring people to Christ, not to argue with other Christians about non-essentials. But if is this a non-essential? Is this something that keeps you from believing in Scripture because you think Jesus is a failed prophet? Oh, shoot. Now I'm trying to get into a discussion that I don't have time to get into. All right. Job 41. Can you haul Leviathan with a hook? Draw forth its might with a mere fish line, or bind its tongue with a cord to tame its primal jaws? Will you thread a rush through its nose, or pierce its cheek with a barb, leading this terror as a captive on your frail leash? Will it pour pleas to you? Utter soft words of surrender, a beast of chaos bowing to your fleeting mercy? Does it forge a covenant with you, pledge itself as your servant, chained forever to your mortal will? Can you play with it as with a sparrow, or tether it to your maiden's delight, a pet for their passing whims? Will merchants haggle over its hide, parcel it out among traders, its flesh a trophy for their greedy scales? Can you stud its skin with harpoons, or fill its head with fishing spears, pinning its ancient strength to the dust? Lay but a hand upon it, taste the battle's fire, and dare no more your touch a spark against its unyielding wrath. Hope against it is a lie. Its mere shadow casts you down, despair swallowing the boldest heart in its gaze. None is fierce enough to stir its fury. Who then dares stand before me when Leviathan's terror humbles the bravest soul? All right, so now we know this is not a whale, right? Because we've killed the biggest whales in the sea. And we did it on rickety-rackety wooden ships hundreds of years ago. Who has ever given to me that I should owe, when all beneath heaven's vault is mine, every breath born of my hand? I will not veil its might, its limbs, its towering power, nor the splendor of its form, a marvel sculpted by my will. Who can strip its outer garb, or breach the double armor of its hide, a fortress forged in the deep of my design? Who dares open the doors of its mouth, where teeth stand as a ring of dread, each fang a gate no mortal braves? Its back is a phalanx of shields, a rows sealed tight, a lattice no wind can pierce, unyielding as the rock of my creation. Each scale clings to its kin, no breath slips between, their bond a seamless wall of my making. They interlock, fused fast, unparted, a unity no force can tear asunder, crafted by my eternal hand. Its sneezings. You know what I'm going to point out? That the scale part, this sounds exactly, and I'm not saying the whole rest of it does, although the teeth do. This sounds exactly like the gar. You guys know what the gar is? The fish? It's got interlocking scales that are like freaking, even a tiny one You can't cut it like with a knife. You have to like, I had to use shears, like strong garden shears, to cut through its hide. I'm not saying the Leviathan is like a giant ocean dwelling gar, but can you imagine just a river gar? It's called an alligator gar. A river gar can grow up like 300-400 pounds. These things are huge. But imagine like, oh my gosh, imagine a gar the size of a whale. Oh yeah, Mike, we have them here in my lake, and I imagine all the lakes in Florida. Yeah, I caught one in Texas, and it was only this big. And the thing, I had to hammer my freaking knife through its skull to kill it. It was crazy. These things are monsters. They're living monsters. But can you imagine a gar the size of a whale? Do you mean a sturgeon? No, I mean a gar. Do you not know what a gar is? So this looks like a good one, so you can see its scales. Look how these scales, they interlock. Like this is a tiny one. But they're interlocking scales. They don't overlap. They're all locked one to the other. Like, I mean, you think of what a dragon scales would be like. These things are crazy, and they can be, and look at those freaking teeth, dude. These things are a nightmare. These things are a nightmare. But this is not the Leviathan. Oh, that's a pretty big one. Ooh, holy cow, that's a pretty big one right there. Oh, this guy's got I don't know why I'm showing you all these, but yeah, those scales, oh man, it's crazy. That thing's probably very nearly bulletproof. Because it was hard as heck for me to get through that scale when it was just a tiny little 1 foot one. I can't imagine how thick these scales get. But that's what the the description of the scales of the Leviathan reminded me of, is this. It's just, oh, just crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I don't know. Maybe you practically have to like see one, feel one, to understand how tough that skin is. Like legit, the Native Americans, they should have used this stuff like as armor. All right, back to it. Its breath sets the coals ablaze. A flame surges from its mouth. An inferno no river quenches, born of my fierce design. Strength reigns in its neck. See, it can't be a gar, it's got a neck. Before it, terror dances, dismay fleeing in the terror of its advance. The folds of its flesh are fused, cast firm, unmoved. A frame of iron clad in my unyielding purpose. Its heart is stone, unbreaking, hard as a millstone's core, defying every blow with my enduring might. It is rising, the mighty quake. Its crashing surge drives panic, even gods trembling in its wake. Swords that strike it falter. No spear, no dart, no javelin breaches its ancient hide, their edges dulled by my craft. It deems iron as straw, bronze as rotten wood, man's might a jest before its impervious form. Arrows flee its presence, sling stones turn to chaff, crumbling against the fortress of its flesh. Clubs are as straw to it. It laughs at the javelin's clatter, its scorn a thunder mocking every human thrust. Its underbelly, its jagged shards like potsherds, it rakes the mire, a threshing sledge carved by my hand. It sets the deep to boil like a cauldron's churn. The sea froths as ointment under its relentless path. Its wake gleams white, a trail like hoary hair, the abyss alight with the splendor of my creation. No equal walks the earth, a creature fearless, shaped by my untamed will, its heart unbound by dread. It gazes on all that looms, high king over every proud beast, its dominion, a shadow of my eternal throne. I wonder what it is. Mike, just use logos. It makes your reading experience so much easier. Now, let's see logos. Why? I like that read. I love the way this reads. What are you talking about? Is it .gov or dot what's that other one? Org or .com? You know what? I am like 10 minutes over already. I gotta wrap this up. It's already 2:00. I have to start a Whatnot show in an hour. Ugh, I got stuff to do. And this is taking forever. Okay, it's clearly not that. All right, maybe I'll just post it up in the Discord, dude. It really sounds like a dragon of some sort. Yeah, dragons being what we also call dinosaurs these days. And that forehead on them is hard as a rock. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even that little bitty gar, I had a knife and I had to like freaking take a rock on the back of my knife and pound it into the skull to get it to kill it. It was crazy. It was crazy. Sturgeon are armored too. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I just know that God made some crazy, crazy armor for a fish. So what the armor on dragons or dinosaurs look like in particular, who knows? Who knows? And their armor is razor sharp. Yeah, for those of you who have never seen a gar, you're like, this thing can't be real. They're real, and they're terrifying. They're terrifying when they're little. I can't imagine if they were like, Actually, there's a restaurant in Austin called not Mozart's, Hula Hut, and they have a stuffed gar on the wall. That thing's got to be. It's got to be 7 feet long. It's a monster gar. But anyways, yes, that's it. Thank you all for being here. God bless us, everyone, and hopefully I'll be back on the reg. There's no such thing as prehistoric. So yeah, that's one of those words. There's no prehistory. There's only his story. God bless you guys.